afternoon to you. Welcome to the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, those listening at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, those watching us on YouTube or right now or in the future to those listening back to the podcast. Hello, Matt Iwanek, Tom Gazzola with you here on this fine Wednesday. I don't know if I'm here for the whole show or not.
I don't know, but welcome back.
All I know is Dusty came out to me and says, I got a call, I got to jump on that I just got called on to for TSN. And can you do the oil streams? I don't know if I'm here for an hour or just until Dusty comes back.
Hang out, have a good time. I accidentally signed out of my Google account as I was trying to say hello and what's up to the nasties.
That's never a good one.
I messed up.
I've been in the process of getting back to the people when it comes to the Estes and tickets. Many people this morning have had a lot of requests for the tickets. Still, we rented out the Metro Cinema. I will just say this right off the bat. It's not like there's a mass rush. We're going to we're not at risk of selling out anytime soon. I don't think. It's a very big theater. So there's some people if I can
what does it hold?
500 people.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. If we sold this place out, I'd be stunned, personally. But it's so I just love some people are even if there's still tickets. Don't worry, there are still tickets. Also, get your tickets though as soon as possible, just in case things start going. But I'm just getting a hold of people that are hey, how do I get the tickets? And emailing with them. To those that I messaged and I said tickets will be coming right away, you're gonna have to wait an hour. Because I'm now here on the oil stream. So
and Fergie's prostate popped by and was
he paid in cash.
I don't know how to pay online. Here's cash. Well done, Fergie's prostate.
Life is so much easier with e-transfers. So much easier.
Yep. And in the U.S., lots of Venmoing. Do we have Venmo here?
Because we have e-transfers.
We have e-transfer.
The Canadian banking system is well ahead of the U.S. banking system. The last time I was in the States was a couple, so not this past January, the one before. And I remember they still didn't have the full PIN enter in the tip
and everything.
But even when I was at a restaurant last January, it was even I entered my PIN, but I still got the receipt to fill out the tip.
Yeah.
It didn't show up on the machine like it does here where you then type in everything.
Correct.
So they're behind on that. I remember years ago I was trying to sell something with the States. I was dealing with some selling of a ticket. And somebody's like, yeah, how do you want to pay it? I'm like, well, e-transfer would be great. I'm like, what's e-transfer?
Yep, they don't have that.
What are you talking about? What's e-transfer? It's how you send money. And then I wrote, yeah, you guys are American. I think Venmo's with certain banks or something. The e-transfer is all the major banks in Canada. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Well,
So I guess I get 5 minutes of the oil stream.
Did you see what I had?
I did see that actually earlier, and it's delicious.
A brio canoto.
Because you went to the Italian Center for lunch.
That's good.
Did you bring back sandwiches for everybody?
I wasn't taking orders.
I don't think anyone heard that, but Dusty asked if Tommy brought sandwiches back for everyone. I guess I will move now. It's okay. We're just talking very quickly about Estes and stuff I was doing there. I guess I could throw that there. I will slide out here.
No rush. Go ahead and talk, Tommy.
Oh, okay. I'll fill in while Maddie slides out and Dusty guilts me because I went and got lunch because you inspired me to, you and Joaquin on the Smash Hit Nielsen show when I was listening to That's Good. And I was like, I don't have time for breakfast. I'll just wait till after hangout, and I'll slide over to Italian Center shop, and I picked up a panino and a canoto, and that's good, as always. So you've inspired me, and I apologize. I didn't know we were taking orders. I suppose that's on me.
It's good to be back.
You had a nice 6 minutes away.
Yeah. No, it was good. Can you? Oh, these aren't plugged in, are they?
No.
You turn me up.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Dustin Nielson, everybody,
Matt,
co-host of the Oil Stream.
Is that the level that Maddie had it at?
Yeah. No, he has good hearing.
I couldn't even hear.
You're as deaf as
I'm
Curtis
not surprised.
Stock.
I'm as deaf as Curtis Stock?
I crank it up as much.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
So how about horrible cap management? Am I right?
You are right.
What were you guys talking about the Estes quickly? Let's
we were just going over the size of the venue. There has been a good start to ticket sales. People worried that they might not be able. I didn't know it was a 500-seat venue. I thought it was a couple hundred seats.
Have you not been to the Gardner Theater?
Not in years.
Okay.
Not in years. A long time ago I was there. And so plenty of tickets available. They're only $10.
Yeah, it's $10 to basically just help us cover the cost of the
venue.
Of the facility, or as what's his name said in Cable Guy when he had his list. Facility. Remember that? He couldn't say facility because of his list, Chip Douglas.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beauty.
Yes.
What a beauty. So did I miss anything? No, but the Yesties, yeah. So Maddie probably said how you can get your tickets and everything. And
Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can stop by here if you want to pay cash like Fergie's Prostate did earlier today. Good to see Fergie. And he offered up some tunes on the bagpipes.
Really? Oh, to start come in on it?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
He's like, do you want me to play a couple?
What a beauty.
I don't mind. He played tremendously well at the Nasty Bash, as expected. And then I said, are you going like dress kilt? Because Redbeard had texted in about going full dress kilt.
Oh, is he going to do that?
He said he might go full like RCMP
he should.
dress
Both
outfit.
Of them. I want to see so many dudes in kilts. It'd be great. Well, it would be awesome. Like somebody else said they're coming in a kilt. Not even Redbeard, not even Fergie. Another person.
Awesome.
We might have 3 kilts there.
It's a black tie formal. Like you don't have to wear black tie formal, but like we want to dress it up a little bit. So it's kind of a fun thing. And my brother Paul, I think, is coming.
Yeah, he is.
And he's like, I don't have a tux. I'm like, just wear a suit, you donkey.
Just wear a suit. Donkey this, donkey that. Paulie, come on, man.
He knows what.
Is your mom coming?
I invited my parents.
Good.
And
my parents will be there. Parents can.
I heard they're going with
put
a
them in an old
20s
person
motif.
No, my dad said they're going. He was just exchanging some emails with
like a cabaret style.
No, I think they're going like high end Game of Thrones wear. You know, like when you're like
what is
when
they're
you're
wearing
not,
like
they're wearing like
capes.
No, well, maybe. My parents are totally
That's
into
what I'm
dressing
thinking.
up. Like, so yeah, no, they're all fired up.
My mom will love it. She loves galas, formal events.
Yeah.
My dad will dig up something.
Yeah.
What do I need to wear? Wear a hat.
The Esties are just over a month away.
Mm-hmm.
Just over a month away. If you want a ticket to come to the most ridiculous and amazing event that's ever happened in this city, then snag it right now. Email Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or you can, of course, just go to you go to www.edmontonsportstalk.com, click on Esties, and then there it says email Matt. So you can skip that process and just email Matty.
Yeah. Yes, we will get to Broberg and Holloway.
Are we going to get to that today?
Sure. I guess we might, but like
I think we should.
I've seen a bunch of messages coming in via the Nasty Chat. Keep those coming in. And then, of course, our text line, 780-218-9999. Mark threw this out there, said Friedman says Broberg was asking 1.8 mil. Holloway was asking for 1 year at 1.2. Hey, how about that? The $3 million for a year.
Is that what they were asking, or was that what they were offered?
This is what I'm just reading Mark's text via the Nasty Chat, where he said Friedman says Broberg was asking 1.8 and Holloway was asking for 1 year at 1.2. Any truth on this? If true, why are we here? In brackets offer sheets. Mark, when Friedman puts it out there, it's true, or at least very close to 100% pure truth. Friedman doesn't mess around with stuff like that. He doesn't try to throw out misinformation. That's how you lose trust if you do that. And he's like the big dog or one of the big dogs. So yes, there's probably a lot of truth to it. And oddly enough, 1.2 and 1.8 equals 3, kind of the number we were talking about those two coming in at for their next contract total. Yeah. What St. Louis has done, and I'm glad Andy Strickland gave you guys more on the morning show.
That was good,
I talked. He's excellent, but I mentioned it yesterday on the Hangout that I think that there were more layers to this whole thing, and I mentioned on the Hangout that Doug Armstrong and Ken Holland are friends.
Tight.
And I wondered if this was a way to take a shot at the Oilers and for how they treated Ken Holland. And I mentioned that again on the Hangout. And Kyle Dubas obviously getting in on it, because if we didn't catch it, it happened in the morning. There was the trade that helped allow these signings to occur, or offer sheet signings to occur. So it is an old boys club. Kenny Holland and Doug Armstrong are friends. Jeremy Rutherford, in his article yesterday via The Athletic, also made note of it, and then Strickland kind of brought it to the forefront because he doesn't give two you-know-whats and will say whatever he needs to. And well done. He didn't tap dance around.
No, I thought that was great. If
is-
Ken Holland was still the GM, he said, what did he say? I'm very confident to say that if Ken Holland was still the GM of the Edmonton Oilers, this would not have happened.
It's a respect thing. And what the Blues did is send a dagger into the midsection of the Edmonton Oilers, figurative body.
You're paying more than double what you would pay for these guys otherwise.
Philip Broberg is not a $4.58 million defenseman in the NHL yet.
Could he be at the end of next year?
Maybe.
Like not this year, but
I'm not limiting him.
At the end of this deal.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, I think so.
Why? Yeah, sky's the limit now.
But you have to pay up for him to get there, right? Like,
will they pay up?
Well, what do you think happens?
That's what I'm wondering about.
We had Hart from Puckpedia on 2 guys yesterday.
What did Hart say?
And I was like, what's the plan? Like, how can they make this work?
Yeah.
And Evander Kane on LTIR, trade CC, boom, it's done.
That's what, yeah.
Like, you could do
Simple.
that. Evander Kane on LTIR, don't trade CC, send down Brown, Stetcher, and Perry.
Guys. Yeah.
Like 3 guys. You have to send 3 guys down to make it work. So there are ways for them to make it work. It would make things insanely tight. It's only feasible if Evander Kane goes on the LTIR.
Which it sounds like he will.
But are they going to know that in 6 days?
I think they do already know.
Yeah. So it's going to be a thing.
Indicators are they know.
Well, if Evander Kane's going on the LTIR, then you match these.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
it's a tough pill to swallow. But yeah, I think in a those guys you want on your roster, not only this season, but going forward, they're supposed to be the next wave. They've shown some great signs. I like both players. I was very pleasantly surprised with how Philip Broberg emerged. Listen, Broberg, it has not been a clear path to full-time NHL work for Broberg. He's had some false starts. He did not look good in the preseason last year. He did not look good at the start of the year last year. Same with the prior season. And then he goes down, plays well in the AHL. No more BS, I'm assuming was what it was in his mind. And he started to play like the defenseman we thought he could be. And then he did it when he got his opportunity at the NHL level, and that's a great sign. So kudos to him. He dealt with the BS of his agent trying to negotiate a contract or a trade or facilitate a trade. That did not go over well with Kenny Holland. I know that. And it kind of tarnished the relationship a little bit because it sounded like Broberg and Holland had a very good relationship, player to GM. And the agent goes and does that. That's, by all accounts, that's not good. But they get over it. He comes back, has a good postseason. That's awesome. Dylan Holloway started to look like he was emerging, had a good showing in the playoffs. Excellent when he got called back up late in the season. We didn't think he would be a starter in the postseason, but he played so well in those last couple of weeks. He forced the Oilers to keep him on the roster in the lineup for Game 1 in that series against LA, and that was the right choice. And so these guys have value. And what the Blues did, well within their right. Does it piss off Oilers fans? Yup. There's a lot of layers to this. So at the end of the day, I think ultimately Edmonton wants these guys back. The price sucks for them now.
yeah.
But they left this thing wide open. And in the beginning of the offseason, I went on Calgary radio a couple of times, and I got the question, will these 2 guys get offer sheeted by the Flames?
Yeah.
And I said no. And even if they got offers from the Flames, I'm sure they would laugh at that. The Blues is a different situation. This is a team that's not that far out of it, has some nice pieces, is focused on winning. They have a plan that they've basically laid out to everybody with Alex Steen eventually taking over. They're much different than the Calgary Flames. Now, if the Calgary Flames pulled this off, what a coup that would be.
Well, that would have been something
But
else.
if you're Broberg and Holloway, you're going to a terrible team for the next 5 years.
All right, your reaction to all of this. This is the first oil stream that we've got to do since then. So
Yep.
there's obviously lots of questions that you have. RCN is in and says, I think you let both of them walk. This one is in and says, Oilers' blue line isn't good enough to win a cup if they lose Broberg. Hell, we don't know if it's good enough to win a cup even if they have Broberg. But
Fair, but they literally were within a goal
Yeah.
of winning the Stanley
with
Cup.
Broberg.
With Broberg, but yeah, that's That's one. I just, as an aside, I don't understand this. They're not like the Oilers aren't good enough to win a Stanley Cup with Stuart Skinner. Hey, the Oilers aren't good enough to win a Stanley Cup with Philip Broberg. Like, how are we making these claims? They literally came back down, or from being down in that series, and almost won the Stanley Cup with these guys. Maybe Bouchard doesn't hit the post in Game 7. Maybe it goes in. Maybe we're talking about the defending Cup champ Edmonton Oilers. Like, those statements, I unless it's just for like to get people riled up, I don't like those statements because it's like, what are you trying to get at? Because it's not true.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just an aside. And there's been whoever was that RCN.
It was RCN.
But there's been a lot of people that
RCN
say
said
stuff
he just
like
let
that.
them walk.
Like,
it was somebody else.
okay,
It was a 403 number that was just like. Okay, so this one's in from Peter. And hey, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please tell your friends about EST. We'd appreciate the support. We think they like the content. Hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, will Kane be on the LTIR for the entire year? Because that's the only way this works, right? It would be the only way it works.
Yeah. Unless they make a move midseason, which they could.
Yeah, but I don't think they will. When I was talking to somebody over the weekend when they were talking about if he has surgery, he did say it would basically be right up to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if Kane goes on the LTIR and they manage to keep these two guys because of it, then that pretty much dictates that they're planning on Kane being back at all until the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the one note that I had here. And you keep the questions coming in. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I know on Stoff's show last night, he was trying to hang this on Ken Holland.
I'm glad we're talking about this.
Okay, yeah, no, because I have right here, depending on who you listen to in the market, you're going to hear different things, but who's to blame for this? Like if there's a sense of blame, if you feel like there needs to be blame, who's to blame for this? And you can chime in with your thoughts on it, 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat. What do you think, Tommy?
Okay, Ken Holland we knew would not be renewed. I said it all year long on this show, pre, post game, everything, hangout, whatever. We knew he wasn't coming back. That was it. He's going to fulfill his last year, do everything he can in his power to make sure this team is in a position to win a Stanley Cup. Almost gets it done.
That close.
That close. Goal, 2 goals. I know there's been people. Tommy, not just 1 goal, 2 goals. Yes, I get it. So he still made moves, picked up guys at the deadline, did everything in his power to help this team win. But he had Jeff Jackson there. Things have to run through Jeff Jackson. He's CEO of this team now. Do you really think that if Ken Holland was told and mandated to get something done for those guys, and he hadn't done it by December or whatever, do you think Jeff Jackson would be like, well, I guess he's not doing it?
Yeah.
He'd be like, then you're done. Like, go ride out the rest of this season in Kelowna. Go on vacation with your wife. Whatever. You're done. If you don't want to fulfill what we're asking you to fulfill, just go away. Like, so I listened to what Bob had to say. And Stoff busts his ass, cares about the organization.
God love him.
Great
Yes,
broadcaster. He's a dear friend. But if you think that this is Ken Holland's fault and we should be dumping on him after Ken Holland was unceremoniously
exited,
let go of, just like left to float off to the sea, like you give your head a scratch and think back about this and really comprehend what happened. Like if Jeff Jackson thought that this was such a mandate, he'd be on Ken Holland to do it. And then if Ken Holland wasn't getting these extensions done, he would do it himself. I think all of them assumed nothing like this was going to happen in the offseason and assumed that no GM who might be a friend of Ken Holland would be like, you know what, I could take advantage of this vulnerability. I'm going to give these guys ridiculous contracts that they don't deserve yet. I'm going to screw over the Oilers, who are the best team in the Western Conference on paper going into the season. I'm going to defend the honor of my friend. I might lose a couple of picks, but in the end of the day, it's a shot at the Oilers and it hurts them big time.
Yeah.
So I like if we're gonna play the blame game, we can't just point at Ken Hall and go, "It's your fault." Jeff Jackson was there all season last year. The management team was there all season last year. I guess we spread the blame.
No, like when you're the president and CEO of something, and your number 2 guy, you give him advice, or you say, "Hey man, we should probably try." Like you're telling me, Jeff Jackson just goes, "Oh, Ken Holland's going to take care of all this roster stuff,"
and then he does it to it. You go,
like,
that's
you cannot
okay.
tell me that Jeff Jackson was just like, you know what? I'm just going to tell him about it, and he'll take care of it. That's backfired at a very serious level in other organizations. You don't think that he's going to stay on top of this? I'm sorry. The blame has to go right to the top. If anybody, and on top of that, Ken Holland left. They signed every single free agent ever.
Yes.
And you think, wow, brilliant move. You put yourself in this spot. And we love the moves he made. Like he
made good moves.
He made great moves. We praised him for it. At the time, maybe we should have said, like, none of us really thought the offer sheet was going to happen, but that's his responsibility to think about that and think with his team's not in that bad a spot when it happens. So this is on Jeff Jackson. He's done a ton of great things. He's got to take the heat for this one. It's that simple. It's not on Bowman because he's barely been here. What was it, 2 weeks now with Bowman?
Yeah.
I guess he could have moved quicker on it, but he's probably trying to figure out. And every situation ever, they're going to squeeze these guys.
Yes.
You got one upped. That's it. You lost. You lost in this little back and forth with these guys. Sometimes you're going to take an L. I would think the guy who oversaw things before on the other GM and the guy who's overseeing things on the current GM probably has to take the blame. He's done a lot of great things. This one was a miss. It's okay to say that about somebody. It is. I find it a ridiculous take to be like, they told Ken Holland to do it and Ken Holland didn't. And now he's not the GM anymore. Like, come on, man. Come on. You're just going to hang this whole thing on Ken Holland? Please.
That's a cheap shot.
Well, it's a guy who's not around the organization anymore, so you don't have to worry about any backlash.
Yes.
And I can see why you do it. I'd probably do the exact same thing if I'm in those spots. But
Yeah.
no.
Guys in Vegas find ways to blame everybody but themselves. McPhee and McCrimmon are still there. It works.
Yeah.
It works. But if we want to look into it, it's not true. Or it's a bad argument. Bad take.
If you're the boss of somebody and you say, hey, man, I need you to get this done. Okay, it's not done after 3 weeks. You just not say anything and you just go,
okay,
yeah,
I
he'll
guess
get it
you're not
somewhere.
doing it. That's fine.
And then it's been 2 months. You're going, oh, man, that guy hasn't done that job yet. Should I check back in with him? No. I guess he'll just do it. And then 3 months come and you go, oh, come on. I heard that. I was like, oh. I know it's the easy guy to blame because he's not around anymore,
Yes.
but it's also pretty transparent what's going on there.
Yes.
Like, so if you're gonna have the role of president of hockey ops for the Edmonton Oilers, you're gonna do some great things. You're gonna get a lot of praise for it. You're gonna have some mistakes, and you're gonna get criticism for it. That's the job. That's the role. Like, simple as that.
This is a throwaway kind of joke statement, but why isn't Stan Bowman to blame? Because in his time here, if that wasn't priority number one and he didn't get it done.
Well, technically, I know that, but like technically, he hasn't anything else to do.
Exactly.
Drysaddle's not signing a contract anytime soon. He's all traveling around, and
Yeah.
this is really the only other thing he had to do.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, I'm saying that in jest, obviously, but it's like, come on, like you're gonna blame the guy who you left to hang out to dry for this after everything we've seen with the heavy lifting Jeff Jackson's done, getting guys signed, free agency. To blame Kenny Holland, I think it's a diversion.
this one is in. Let's go. 780-218-9999. We're here for the Heat today.
Let's go.
780-218-9999. The Oil Stream is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Boston Pizza. Summer is short. Make any occasion a BP patio occasion. See that? Patio occasion. Like patio lantern.
Patio occasion.
Yeah. Patio occasion. Go see my friend Patio Occasion.
Oh.
Isn't that a thing? Hop on a BP patio today. Try their new summer menu, fresh eats and drinks to fuel all of your sunny patio hangs at all Boston Pizza locations.
Can I add something about BP's and
Of course.
6 o'clocker lager?
Of course you can.
Curtis over at BP Westgate, right across the street
Big Uke, what's up, buddy?
from West Edmonton Mall,
Yes.
texted me last night. They now have 6 o'clocker lager can form on location at BP Westgate.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Are you serious?
No joke.
That's very exciting. The Westgate location.
Westgate, so right across the street
Right across from the mall.
From the mall.
What?
And they just did a big reno there too as well.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Ah, you got it. I was playing a fun game of yes and no. Wow, that's exciting.
That is
Well,
exciting.
I have to email Tara. I wonder if she even knows about this.
That's great. Well, Curtis just sent me a picture. He showed me the 6 o'clockers in the fridge. You can get them in can form
Man, you
at
gotta
Boston
tweet
Pizza
that out.
Westgate.
Let's get that out.
Yeah,
there.
we'll get that out there.
That's awesome. Boston Pizza, you're the best. Working on a patio show, maybe for like that first. Are you here the last week of August? Yeah, you're just gone.
Yeah,
next
yeah,
week.
I'm gone next week.
Looking at maybe the Monday of the last week of August.
I'm good to go.
We'll do a little patio show at a Boston Pizza. We're just working on the final details of that. But
Sounds good.
man, that's exciting. Got just in time for a new hockey season too, eh? That's excellent. Hey, how much of this? I guess I haven't had a chance to really talk with you about any of this. This is exciting. How much of this do you think? Like, do you think Chiarelli plays an evil role in this at all?
Well, he would absolutely be like, how do we get those guys back? Oh, that's what we're going to do.
Like,
I love it.
Do you think he came to the table to Armstrong and was like, look what I figured out we can do?
If he actually did figure but I'm sure there was
Be
a
pretty
discussion
legendary.
where they were both in the room and were like, hey, what do we think of Broberg and Holloway? Or maybe they thought of one guy at the time, and then the other guy goes, well, what about the other guy? You know, Kenny's my good friend. You know, I used to be the president of hockey operations and GM of that team, and they did me dirty. I had to leave mid-game from the arena. Why don't we try something here? I guarantee you a conversation along those lines did occur. And this is the drama of the NHL, and I'm all here. I'm here for it. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy the heck out of it. It sucks for the Oilers and their fans. But
It sucks that we might lose the Holloway goal song on EST.
I love that song.
It's such a good song.
I love that song.
It's a real pain in the ass.
That's the other thing too. I was thinking to myself, like, if you're say you can only keep one, or they decide to only keep one, which one is it?
Well, selfishly, I keep Holloway because of the Holloway song. But in the overall bigger scheme of things, I think I'd probably prefer to keep Broberg.
I think
But like as of this moment, I like Holloway more than Broberg.
same.
But I think I'd rather, for the long-term future of the franchise, keep Broberg. And what you could
Yes.
do is that, let's say, even if you go Kane on LTIR, keep Broberg, and then you still don't have to send down like the three forwards just because you're also not
Yeah.
matching Holloway. Like you
Right.
can kind of just ice a semi-regular group. So I think I'd probably say Broberg. But I prefer
think-
Holloway as a player right now.
I think Broberg is the right choice. Like this is we're playing a what if here, just to remind everybody. What if the decision is to keep one, or what if they can only keep one cap wise? Which one would it be? This is what we're, going over hypothetically here. I think Broberg is the right answer, long term, development wise. But if I'm building a hockey team, would be so reluctant to lose Dylan Holloway because I like what I see from him, and I think there's going to be a good NHL, mid-six NHLer there for quite a while in the league. So ultimately, like in a perfect world, I'd keep both. Maybe they do make that happen.
It is funny to see Peter Chiarelli overpaying for an Oiler again in a weird twist.
Well said. Oh,
Boom.
fire.
Yeah. Got to have some fun with it.
It-
Mex makes an interesting point. Holloway is replaceable, but Broberg is overpriced. So you're
Yes.
kind of like, yeah,
I was just
that's
gonna
a great,
say,
that's a great way to look at it, man.
What did I say before we went on air? Like, what if there's a night in November where Philip Broberg plays, 14 or 15 minutes on the third pair, and his -2 made an egregious mistake that we're all looking at,
You're dead.
and people are just like, oh, 4.58. Thanks, Jeff Jackson.
Should have known he couldn't play.
Shoulda.
Chiarelli tried to sign him.
Those are the exact comments we would get. I would hope that wouldn't be the case, but now with it's done. Philip Broberg is a $4.58 million a year defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah, good for him, man. Good for him. So
Yes.
when we had Strickland on today, he said they'd probably play him with Parayko and said they'd probably have him run the point on the power play. Think about that.
That's
for
a
second.
lot of response. Well, they lost Torrey Krug, right? Krug can't play.
Yeah.
His
He was
career
he
is in
was their
jeopardy.
guy,
Yeah.
right?
You're asking for a lot from Philip Broberg, a guy who's played 81 regular season games and obviously a mix of playoff games too in the last couple of years. But if he is indeed ready to blossom at the NHL level, then it might be a brilliant move. We'll see. Time will tell. And I like where he's going with things in his career. I like the way this player has kind of got things back on track. Kudos to him, man. And he was pissed off when he was here at the start of the year. He knew his game wasn't good, and he came on with the chip on his shoulder when he came to the team in the playoffs, and he used it to his advantage, and that was fantastic. But yeah, like now, say the Oilers do keep both guys, or it is just Broberg. We're talking about Philip Broberg, 4.58 per year for the next two.
And a
It's
little bit
not
more after.
ELC. It's not 1.8. 4.58.
This one is in from a 403 number to 780-218-9999. If you want to get in on the conversation, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, man, I'd laugh if they let Broberg walk and he becomes the next Griffin Reinhart. Can you imagine that? Chiarelli gives up 4.9 mil for a Griffin Reinhart clone?
Great Griffin Reinhart reference, by the way.
That's really nice.
Griffin Reinhart, great guy. It just didn't work out. Griffin Reinhart, when you don't even get interviewed by the team that drafts you 4th overall,
That's weird.
you're in a jam.
Like,
And he tried.
all right, this is good. Six pack over on the Nasty. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Subs to the channel. Almost to 9,700 subs.
Nice.
So everybody's excited this week, obviously. With 6 days remaining. 6 days remaining to get this done. Six pack over there says, I take consolation in knowing that Pete Chiarelli will have the Blues in a horrible cap position in 3 to 4 years.
Good luck, Alex Steen.
That's pretty good. Joe Blow says Broberg wanted out at some point, didn't he? What was that confusion there, wasn't there?
Yeah. Well, remember it was in like November or December where it was made public that his agent was trying to facilitate a trade. And I think the comment was something along the lines like the Oilers have allowed his agent to go and seek a trade.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily the case. And it surprised Kenny Holland. And it hurt the relationship there a little bit. Apparently it wasn't Philip's idea. And so that left a bad taste in the mouth. Then they subsequently sent him down. And probably rightly so. He wasn't playing very well.
Guys, would it help better with contract negotiations after these offer sheets end to the players because it shows you had a commitment to keep them? Yeah, but you're still going to have to qualify them at whatever the number is. Like if you keep them, I guess he's saying like future deals with these guys. It'll show like you're committed to them because you matched the offers. Yeah, that's fine. But it's not like Broberg's going to go, hey, thanks for giving me 4. Whatever it is.
5.8.
4.58. I was going to say 4.98, but 4.58. Thanks for giving me 4.58. And because you did that for 2 years, I'm going to take 3.7 now. Like
Never.
that's never going to happen. You're always
Never.
going to have to pay them more, which is why these guys sign these deals. Because all of a sudden, Broberg is at least a $5 million defenseman until he becomes at least an unrestricted free agent.
Yes.
Good move, man. Good move. Guys, Holloway looks up and sees Arvidsson and Skinner block him in the top 6. That may be one of the reasons that he decided to assign. Look, they signed because they got twice as much money as they were going to get here.
Yeah.
That's why they signed. Twice as much. Yeah. 780-218-9999. See anything you want to get to, Tommy? I mean, there's a bunch kicking around here. I should note that, hey, what's going on, buddy? Oh, yeah, it's Wirecast training day.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Not looking forward to it.
Buddy, it's easy.
Okay.
Like, you know how to edit video.
Yeah, I know how to edit video reluctantly.
It's just like layers. Like,
Yeah.
how you do. I mean, it's just weird. So everybody today, Maddie has scheduled a training day for
very
Wirecast,
excited.
which is the program we stream on. He's got the thing set up over there, the TV set up over in the boardroom.
We had Trev and Zach on it earlier already.
Showing them stuff? Or?
Yeah.
I love it.
With a big grin on his face.
Yeah, anyway, the man, the myth, the legend, Reed Wilkins just walked in. I forgot we don't have to keep it secret anymore.
Isn't it great?
I can't say anything. But
I-
Reed Wilkins is here.
Hello, Redwick. There he is.
Just doing a show,
Say
man.
hello.
It's an Oilers show. Yeah,
Only fitting that we bring Reed in.
you can wave to the camera up
say
there.
hi.
Reed. Oh, no, you're not going to be able to see that. There he is. There's Reed Wilkins right here. We're on that one right there. There we go. See, there you are.
Hey, everybody.
Right down there. Hey, everybody.
Nice. Hello.
You ready to learn
Everybody.
a new program?
I'm actually very excited.
I know.
Is it
you are.
editing?
It's like
I actually
it's like a
love-
live streaming program right there. The one that we're looking at
Oh,
right
it's
now.
that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
there-
I tried it once.
It's very simple. It is very simple. Once
Is
there's
there
some
editing
ins and
too?
outs.
I want to
but-
learn the editing.
Some editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one doesn't have much editing, but we'll teach you the editing stuff too. And you can really work on funny bits. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you
that's
got
great.
excited.
Yeah, that's
A little
gonna be
twinkle in
outstanding.
his eye.
All right, 780-218-9098. What do you do, dude? I missed it.
It's just a dirty joke.
What?
He's the
my
best.
Goodness.
He is the
Reed
best.
Wilkins telling dirty jokes.
Yeah.
If his mom's watching right now, she can be like, Reed, did you
Louise,
tell the guys
ignore it.
a dirty joke?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
This is a tough one. This would be a tough pill to swallow.
Okay.
From Mike from outside Edmonton says, wait until St. Louis poaches Bouchard at 11 million. But you have. They should have made those guys a priority. If if you're going to be mad that you might possibly lose them, should have made them a priority.
Yeah.
And got it taken care of.
Yes.
I mean, this is on you. I mean, it's that simple. All right, portions of the oil stream brought to you by Popeyes. Popeyes now has the boneless wings. It's all part of their bone-in and bone-out wing platform. Ghost pepper bone-in wings or the all-white meat boneless wings with milder flavor. You're looking at signature hot, honey garlic, honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, as well as the classic.
Did they get rid of the
was
ghost
real nice.
pepper?
Oh, no, that's there too.
That's there too.
But ghost pepper, the bone-in.
Oh,
I don't think you can get the ghost pepper on the bone-out.
Gotcha.
No, it's honey garlic, honey barbecue, garlic parm, as well as classic and hot.
Signature hot's actually pretty good. Like it's not the.
I think I had signature hot here one time, and I really don't do hot wings, but it was okay.
It was good. It was tolerable.
It was okay. Yeah. So hit up Popeyes. Jerry says, when does Reed start? Reed starts whenever the hell he wants. But no, he'll be starting the day after Labor Day.
Yeah.
Is when things will we'll get rolling with that and the midday show, which is
That I was thinking about it today, and I had a big smile on my face.
do you hear him put him with him?
No.
No, yeah, that's I kind of show you. I'll show you a picture of this person.
Come
right now.
on.
I want your reaction.
Okay.
Let me see.
I was very pleasantly surprised. It was like a nice present when I got back from holidays when you told me in the press box the other day, and I was just giddy.
All right, so
joy.
I'm going to show you the picture of who's going to be doing the show with this other person.
Okay.
And then I want your instant reaction. This guy's going to be on the air with us every day, 1 to 3, Monday to Friday, with the other guy. And we're going to announce them both next week. But this guy's going to be in the office every day now.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes. Fist me. Fist your guy. Fist your guy.
I'm fisting you?
Yeah, you're pumping.
If you're not watching
pumping
and
me.
you're
Pump
listening,
me.
I'm sorry.
Pump me. There you go.
There we go.
Woo!
Woo, woo.
What do you think about that?
That's an Ashley Schaefer. Woo.
Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
Wow, wow,
Right?
wow. I have many questions, and they're all good ones.
Yeah.
That's
know.
huge.
I know.
And Jasmine's hopping on board.
Jasmine's going to be on board with the hangout.
Jay's going to be here full time.
Blue guy, Reed. These two guys.
Wow.
I know. EST, man.
You son of a bitch. You did it again.
I've done it again.
Holy crap.
Anyway, I think it's going to be a really fun show.
Oh,
and there'll
it
be,
is.
for you Oilers hardos, there's going to be a lot of Oilers talk on that show,
Yeah,
which is great.
rightly so.
And they're going to have a lot of fun too, though. So,
Those two are the best guys.
yeah. Right? Like just
Ah,
good
just-
dudes.
Oh, Well done.
We'll make an announcement
done.
next week, but I think you're really going to like
I need a cigarette.
the midday show. Tommy started smoking because of this.
Yeah.
Johnny says, is Jeff Merrick revealed? No. We cannot afford Jeff Merrick. For somebody who says Dusty pulled Strutty. I already said. Strutty's coaching a bunch of stuff in the afternoon and stuff like.
He stepped
Strutty
back
wants to
from his
work with us.
media.
He can walk through that door and we'll find something for Strutty. Right?
Sure.
But yeah, no. But I think you're really going to like this show. So
I like it even. I liked it super level of like. And now it's like turbo super ultra like.
like this should be a very entertaining
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Taking you into Reed and Jay on the drive home. So starting in early September and you do not have to turn away after Oil Stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're just going to settle right in and you're going to like what we're bringing to the table.
Imagine going 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then Reed hands it off to me
for
for
pre
the
and
Oil
post.
Stream pregame show.
Like think about that.
Classic.
Yeah. And then the pre and post,
A little bit
a
of
little,
juiced
a
up.
little bit of juice.
Going to be juiced up. I saw
it's gonna
Cass
be-
the other day.
It's going to be fired up.
I think Cass is ready for another season.
Yeah,
Oh, Nasty's urine for a treat.
I think so.
Oh,
I think those of you. I think you're. Look, I think you're going to like it. Let's
Yeah.
just leave it at that
Yeah.
for now. Millwoods Matt says, when did we find out about the show? Somebody said announce it at the Estes. The Estes.
will be after.
That's gonna be after. That's after the announcement. Well, the show's already be on the air for the Estes. So
Although we are running out of time to announce this.
yeah, we're gonna announce it next week.
Oh, next week.
Yeah, I just got to come up with some cool way to announce it. We're working on
We'll
that
figure
right now.
something
So
out.
yeah, so that's good. Pretty excited about that. Somebody says Toby and Warren.
Love those
Man,
guys.
yeah, Toby and Warren. We do love those guys.
A lot.
Diesel's in the crack pack.
Big Diesel's a good man.
Does a bunch of breaks with me and stuff. But no, it's not those guys.
No.
Wasn't Toby doing like some morning stuff on Ched for a
Yeah,
bit
he
or
was
something?
filling
Like,
in.
yeah, he was filling in.
was
There.
good.
Yeah, Toby's. I mean, they're both extremely talented broadcasters. It's a shame what happened to them.
Night. Hey,
I mean,
a lot of good ones.
yeah, you can be brighter on the other side.
Yep.
All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Jimbo's in it, says, my new job makes it hard to listen all day, but I'm off at 3:30, so things are going to be A-okay. Yes.
You're gonna be just fine.
Yes, it should be pretty good. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in on this. So if they lose Broberg and Holloway, does it in any way impact their ability to win a Stanley Cup next year?
I want to say
I
no.
don't want to we don't want to slight these guys. Like,
No, they're the next wave of full-time Oilers. That's what they are. That's all they've proven at this point. They've shown great promise. So in the short term, probably does not affect that. This is still a excellent team, potentially championship caliber, and they were going to be understudies to the big guys and the veterans, right? And then eventually in the next couple of years, they would take over some of that responsibility in a perfect world. If both walk and the Oilers don't match either one, then maybe 3-4 years down the road. Now, I think Matt Savoy, that deal kind of helps, obviously. The Oilers are going to need to see where Bo Akey's at,
yeah, sorry,
right? We forgot about him, but he essentially missed all of last season. But like Broberg is what, 4 years older than Akey? And he's that much further ahead. So like you're not sitting around going, well, we can wait for Bo Akey, but in time he'll get there, you would think. So in the short term, no, I don't think it hurts their Stanley Cup aspirations. Maintaining a contending team, potentially in a few years, it could put a big dent into their plans unless they recover quickly. And we're playing the hypothetical game, just to reiterate one more time. This scenario is if neither one of them is retained by the Oilers. Big picture, no. Short term. Big picture, long term, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it would have been like I still think they match. If
I think
Evander
so,
Kane's
too.
going on the LTIR, they're going to match. And this, look, they got Bill Scott. He might as well be teaching a class in cap gymnastics because they've already, how How many years have they run with a short roster? For
They
the most
started
part?
the last 2 seasons undermanned with a 21 and 22 man roster.
So you don't think they can roll out 20 to start the year this year?
I mean, they could.
It's not ideal, but they might have to. They can match. Kane goes on LTIR. You drop the roster down to 20. You can make it work.
Yes.
I think Hart said he got it to within like 30,000 with a combination of 3 guys. So it all comes down to Evander Kane on the LTIR or not.
Yeah.
So what was Rashog's tweet the other day about this? Didn't Rashog like pop out of hibernation and drop a?
Must have been between holes at the turn.
Let's see here. Okay, so here's what Rashog had to say on his tweets. My sense on Kane is surgery is the most likely course of action. The process is still underway to determine exactly what needs to be done, as there were several significant issues he was dealing with. He's not likely to be ready for training camp, and it could be several months into the season before he's available. And then he would say, Oilers definitely in tough spot with these offer sheets. Kane's health status becomes even more important with the potential LTIR relief. But even at that, it'll be tough to keep both players. 2 coordinated offer sheets, your team thoroughly strapped. Aggressive, targeted move by the Blues.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Shoggy spitting truth.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's really nothing breaking there. But if Evander Kane doesn't end up going on the LTIR, and then we find out that he could have gone on the LTIR, and it absolute disaster.
This goes back to we talked about it a little bit on Monday. It's a bit of a dance between Kane and the team, because Kane is a free thinker. Let's call him that.
Good for him.
Right?
A lot of people don't like. They would like to be a free thinker, but he actually does it. So I'll give Kane some credit there, man. Like,
and sometimes free thinker will put themselves ahead of the team and not fall in line because they see benefit to take that stand. So we'll see. Maybe they can figure out a way to agree on a plan of action. It sounds like that's where it's headed, is the LTIR.
yeah.
But if Evander Kane, who heals well, as he's shown us, decides that he does not want to go through a surgery, that would throw a huge wrench into the plans of the Oilers.
Oh, yeah.
Again, we're playing the hypothetical game. It is deep off season. We're almost out of it.
Kane doesn't end up on LTIR, tries to play through it, gets hurt in November, has to have surgery, but he's only going to be out for like 5 weeks.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you don't have Broberg in it because you could. Oh man, it could be real messy.
That'd be worst case scenario.
That is absolute worst case
Yes.
scenario. Yeah.
Never a dull moment in oil country. Self-induced, outside factors, you name it, it happens here. Is that fair? I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair, man. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but odds are, I think, and everybody's gonna love it. Here's the other side of this.
Okay.
Like everybody, all doom and gloom. Oil Stream brought to you in part by our partners over at Coolbet. If you want to bet on some baseball today, go to coolbet.com. We're also doing a poker tournament next Tuesday, and yeah.
My dad, I think.
Yeah, I think you probably want to play in that.
World Poker Tour player Renato Lorenzo Gazzola.
I'm going right after him.
Oh, he's gonna be.
I don't care how many times I have to rebuy in. I think you can keep buying in like the first. I'm gonna start it, go after him all in. Beats me. I'm gonna buy in again. I'm gonna go after him all in. I'm just gonna keep going until he's out.
And he says he wants to work on his game because he wants to get back to the WPT event.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
What a big wheel, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by our partners over at Coolbet. What was I gonna say? What was I laying out? Oh, the ultimate scenario.
Ultimate scenario.
Ultimate scenario. You know Kane's going on the LTIR. You match Holloway and Broberg. Holloway gets more chance to play because Kane is on the LTIR. Excels, scores 15 goals, gets you 35 points. He's moving up and down. He shows glimpses with McDavid, and then they slide him back down, and he's driving it on the third line. Broberg, doesn't matter if he's playing on the right side. He's stabilizing Darnell Nurse on the second pair.
Could you imagine?
And the Edmonton Oilers win the President's Trophy next season. And then the playoffs come, and by God, that's Evander Kane's music. And he's been skating since February. And the same rules that the city bitched about for years
Yes.
are being taken advantage of by Jeff Jackson, who's no longer to blame for this. He's the credit. It's the credit. He allowed them to sign these offer sheets so he
knew.
could force Kane onto the LTIR because
Yeah.
they got to keep these guys. Then they get Kane back and they win the Stanley Cup.
Boom.
That's also a possibility.
Brilliant. Write the book.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Or as Jody in the Nasty Chat put it, ha 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 ha, delusional.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
can't a guy have some thoughts on a positive spin for once?
Dare to dream, Jody.
Right? Does it
Dare to
always
dream.
have to be, oh no? Now we just did that for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to end on a high note, right? In movies, the good guys usually win.
And that's exactly how it works in real life.
And that could be,
Look at Con Air.
yeah, the good guy won there.
Yeah.
And Buscemi, who's nuts, also did get away.
He did.
But I think he rehabbed enough because he didn't kill that girl. I love Con Air.
Oh, great movie.
I got a movie poster of it in my basement.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. This was a fun show.
I love this. I joked that Holloway would be on the third line, and Travis is in. It says the Henrique line was great with Brown and Yamrick. I wouldn't break them up. God, man, I love you. I love you for as I'm just having a fun rant on August, whatever the hell it is, 14th, that you're still like, I wouldn't break up that line. Like, you guys are the best, the absolute best.
That's great.
So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I would think you probably don't know what's like. I guess it could come out that the Oilers decide this weekend they're going to match, and we don't have to wait till Tuesday.
Yeah, sometimes teams make announcements too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we intend to match, but they've been quiet.
I hope they ride it out till next Tuesday morning so we can milk this thing for
that'd be
7
hilarious.
days. Let's go.
Them being a little bit quiet on it or being quiet on it kind of makes me think that they're trying to figure it out, and it caught them off guard.
Yeah.
The reply I got yesterday from one person in Hockey Ops was just
was it a sad face emoji?
it was just uh-oh.
God, that kind of sums the whole thing up, isn't
Yeah.
it? What do you guys think of this?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, thank God for the lottery.
Yeah.
Thank God for the McDavid lottery. That's all you got to say.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, good times. Good times for sure.
Yeah.
All right, once again, in less than a month, when the Oil Stream ends on Wednesdays, we'll be sending you to a new midday show from 1 to 3,
that's
which will
good.
take you into the Reed Wilkins show every day from 3 to 6 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. No reason to go fiddle with a dial. You can just sit here all day and enjoy what we're bringing to the table here. And, of course, that'll lead into pre and post. Like, yeah, we're going to be churning out like 14, 15 hours of content come game day in the
Yep. Wall to wall, baby.
Hey, if you're interested in partnering with us as a sponsor, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com. Business@edmontonsportstalk.com. And I'll put you in touch with any of our clients, and they will tell you how much good value they're getting from what we charge compared to mainstream media types. So
Traditional radio
business@edmontonsportstalk.com. I think we can help out your brand. All right, that's going to do it for the Oil Stream today. Brought to you by Boston Pizza, where they have a patio for any patio occasion.
Patio
And you go
occasion.
spend your weeknights and your weekends, your lunch hours on the patio at Boston Pizza.
6 o'clock or lager available now.
Yeah, at
in
the
can
Westgate.
At Westgate, right across the street from West Edmonton Mall.
That's very cool.
And it's the newly renovated Westgate location.
Yeah, how much were so? What are they doing there?
I saw
we were
the
there
outside
like a
looks
little
new.
while ago.
Yeah, I'd have to ask Curtis, but they put some money into it. Gave it a refresh.
Good. Good. I like that. Good for them.
Yeah.
Things
Good
are going
spot.
well for the fine folks over at Boston Pizza.
Yes.
All right. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Nielsen Show replay with myself and Gager coming up. It was a fun one today. You're going to stick around for that. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll be back tomorrow morning with the Nielsen Show bright and early at 6 o'clock. We'll talk to you then. We'll continue to dive into our Estes discussion as we build the list of nominees for the September 17th Estes at Garneau Theater. Black tie event. Tickets now available. Email Matt@EdmontonSportsTalk.com to be a part of a first in this city. That will most certainly not be the last. Fist me, Tommy.